You have 10 questions. This is its fraction to improper fractions.
Okay.
Keep your notebook also with you.
5 into 3. 5 by 3, sorry.
Keep noting your correct answers.
7 by 2. 17 by 7. 27 by 5. 29 by 9. 3 1 by 2. 2 2 by 5. 3 1 by 3. 2 6 by 7. 1 7 by 9.
Okay, so this was it. Okay, so what's your score?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Very good. Good, beta.
Thank you, ma'am.
So this was only on mixed fraction to improper fraction, right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, improper into mixed was also there.
What, beta? Your volume is low? Yes?
Improper to mixed was also there.
Which one?
Ma'am, improper to mixed and vice versa was there.
Equivalent to mixed. Yes. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking into the book, what we had done. In the yesterday's class, we were doing equivalent, we were doing the book exercise. Equivalent fractions. Okay, today we'll be doing comparing fractions, right, Neha?
Yes, ma'am.
Comparing unlike fractions.
Ma'am, in exercise 7.3, you gave question 9 as homework.
Okay, that was match the following.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you done that?
Yes, ma'am, I have done it.
Good. Okay, Neha, let's do comparing fractions today, okay? This is
Okay, ma'am.
this is also an important topic in fractions. Comparing fractions means getting to know which fraction is greater, which one is smaller. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so before that, we need to know about what are like fractions and what are unlike fractions. Like means the word like. Like means something that is very similar. Is it?
Yes,
This
yes,
is what we mean by the word like. And unlike means which is not similar. It's just the word that says. Okay, like and unlike. बोलने से थोड़ा पता चलता है ना, like means something similar.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what are like fractions? If I have to talk about like fractions, then like fractions are those which, or you can say fractions with same denominators. Okay, those fractions which have same denominators are called like fractions. Okay,
Okay. Ma'am, can I write the
yes, please,
definition down?
please write down fractions. Please write down like fractions. Fractions with same denominators. So fractions with same denominators are like fractions. For example, you can write down some examples also, like say 2 by 11, 3 by 11, 4 by 11. They all have their denominators same, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so on. And they are called like fractions because they all have their denominators 11. And this is one example. Similarly, you can have another example also. You can say 2 by 15, 4 by 15, 8 by 15, 13 by 15. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
like this. Okay, so these were like fractions. And as the name suggests, there is another fraction that is unlike fraction. Okay,
Yes,
okay, so you can write, please write the heading, unlike fractions, like this, unlike fractions. Fractions with different denominators are called unlike fractions. Fractions with different denominators fractions with different denominators are called unlike fractions.
done, ma'am.
Okay, you can write down some examples also. Like say 2 by 5, 3 by 7, okay, 7 by 12. This is one example. Another example, you can take anything, you can take some different denominators. Okay, like this 72 by 119, 13 by 126, whatever, any fraction with different denominator you can take.
Yes, Done, ma'am.
Okay, Rita. Okay, so now next heading you can write comparing fractions. Please write the next heading, comparing fractions. Okay,
Yes.
now see, I'll tell you. When we spoke about like fractions, you know that like fractions are those where the denominators are same,
Yes.
right? So if the denominators are same, to compare two like fractions, we need to compare their numerators. If the denominators are same, then what we will do? We will compare the numerators,
Numerators.
right? For example, if I say, I take an example, 5 by 7 and 3 by 7. Now the denominators are same. So what will I do to compare the fractions? I will see only their numerators. Okay, if now which number is greater in the numerator? 5 or 3?
5.
5 is greater. So I will say that this fraction is greater. Okay.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
If there are two like fractions, this is I am talking about when I am given like fractions. Okay. When I am given like fractions where the denominators are same, then I will compare. In that case, I compare only the numerators. And whichever numerator is big, that fraction is big.
Yes.
Okay. Now, suppose similarly, I'll give you another example like this. Suppose I have a string of fractions. Okay, say like this 7 by 12, 11 by 12, right?
Yes.
Sorry, this, and then I have 8 by 13, 9 by 13. So, which fraction is greater here?
How many first?
First,
11 by 12.
very good. And this one,
9 by 13.
9 by 13. Okay. So,
Yes.
these were some examples. This, or you can write down examples also. Okay, so you understood this comparing fraction in case of like fractions. Okay.
Yes.
Now, what happens in unlike fraction? How do we compare fractions where the fractions are unlike? Unlike means when the denominators are different. Okay. If
Yes.
two unlike fractions with same numerator. Okay, first we'll take unlike fraction which has by chance same numerator. The denominators are different, but
Yes.
by chance the numerator is same. Okay, the fraction, then we say that the fraction with smaller denominator is greater. Okay, let's see. If suppose I have this fraction and 5 by 8. Okay, here the denominators are different, but I have taken those unlike fractions where numerator is same. Okay,
Okay.
I'm taking case 1. Case 1 means one side when the numerator is same. We'll
Yes.
take case 2 when the numerator will be different. That also will take. Okay,
Okay.
the numerator same. Okay, so in this case, what will I do? The fraction with the smaller denominator. Now, which fraction has a smaller denominator?
5 by 7.
Yes. So, fraction with smaller denominator is greater. Okay,
Yes.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And one more thing you can see here, because 7 is less than 8. So if I take 1 by 7 and 1 by 8, so when I take the reciprocal, then what happens? This equal to sign changes like this, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this also you have to remember. Suppose when 7, if 7 is less than 8, okay? So we all know 7 is less than 8. So when we take their reciprocals, 1 by 7 and 1 by 8, then what happens? In case of fraction, what happens? The number with the smaller denominator becomes greater. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Neha?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is also a case of same numerator, 1 and 1, right? So fraction with the smaller numerator is greater. So would you like to write this? Please write down. Unlike fraction. First write the heading unlike fraction, case 1. Unlike fraction. Wait, I'll show you how to write. 1 second, Meena. Just a second. Just write down unlike fraction. Okay. You can write down unlike fraction is, we are classifying it into 2 parts. Okay. Okay. First one you can say same numerator. When the numerator is same, right? Okay. Second part is when the numerators are different. Okay. In the same numerator, we took an example of 5 by 7 and 5 by 8. And we found that 5 by 7 is greater. So you can write down below this. I don't have space here, but you have a space in your notebook, so you can write down. Okay, if numerators are same, then the smaller denominator is greater. Is a greater fraction. Okay. If the numerators are same, then the smaller denominator is a greater fraction. Okay. Now, let's see about the different numerator part.
Just a minute.
No.
Yes, ma'am, you can continue.
Yes. Okay. So let's see about different numerator. Now, in different numerator, if the numerators are different, then we first convert the fractions to like fractions. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
We first convert the fraction to like fractions. If the numerators are different, then if you can write here, we convert fractions to like fractions. We convert fractions to like fractions. Written this much, then Neha, I'm going to a different page, okay? Because in this page, there's less space to write.
Okay, ma'am.
Have you written this much?
Ma'am, I have memorized it. I can write.
Please write it, then I'll change the page.
Okay.
We, in different numerator, we convert fractions to like fractions. But why do we convert fractions to like fractions? To compare them, okay?
Okay.
Our purpose is to compare which is greater, which is lesser. Written?
Yes, ma'am, done.
Okay, I'm changing the page. Okay. So for like fractions and now different numerators. Okay, today it's 8, 6, 24. This is unlike fraction with different denominator. Okay, let's discuss now. I'll explain you. Listen very carefully. How do we convert it to like fraction? Okay, unlike fractions with different numerators. Okay, now suppose, for example, I'm taking an example here. We have a fraction 3 by 5 and 7 by 15. Okay, just taken an example. Now these both denominators are different, right? So how will
Yes, ma'am.
it come? So first thing that we want is we want to make it same. So what we will do, we will take the LCM of the denominators first, right? You
Yes,
know
ma'am.
the LCM?
Yes, ma'am, I know LCM.
Yes. So I'll take the LCM of both the denominators. Please listen first. Afterwards, you can do. Okay.
Okay.
Keep your pencil down and just listen now.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm taking the LCM 5, 1 and 5, 3. Right? Then 3, 1 and 1. Now the LCM here is 5 into 3, which is equal to 15. Right? Although
Yes, ma'am.
find out here also because 5 is a factor of 15, so 15 is a LCM. Right? If the one number is a factor of the other, then the higher number is the LCM. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this 3 by 5, I will multiply. I want to convert this to 15. I want this LCM to be same, denominators to be same. Now, what will I do this? I will convert this 5 in the denominator to 15. So, to convert this to 15, I will multiply this with 3,
Yes, ma'am.
numerator and denominator. So, that will give me 9 by 15. Okay, similarly for the other fraction, again I'll do the same thing. What will I multiply this with so that I get 15 in the denominator? Nothing, just multiply it by 1. Understood? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so now you have both the fractions with the same denominator, 9 by 15 and 7 by 15. Now can you say which fraction is greater?
Yes, ma'am.
Which fraction is greater?
9 by 15.
9 by 15. Okay. So 9 by 15 is actually which fraction here? 9 by 15 is this fraction, no? 3 by 5.
Yes, ma'am.
So that means I will write 3 by 5 is greater than 7 by 15. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
You get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's take more examples on this. Okay. There is another way of comparing two unlike fractions with different numerators can also be compared by observing their cross product. Okay. Okay, please write another method. This was one method and both these methods are important. Okay. As you move ahead in your mathematics, both the methods are equally important. So write down another method of cross multiplication. Although this cross multiplication is small method, easy method, multiplication. But this method, no, the first one, this method that I taught you, this is widely used in maths. When you go to higher class, no, 8th, 9th, further, so you will get this method only. Okay?
We'll get only cross multiplication.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, in higher classes, we'll only get cross multiplication.
In higher classes, you will not have much of this method. You will have much of this method. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
But this method is short, just for the comparison purpose.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. I'm taking an example of this. If you have, suppose, a fraction 3 by 7 and 5 by 9. Okay, now both these are unlike fractions with different numerators. Okay, denominators are also different, numerators are also different. So what will I do? I'll take a cross product of this. Okay, I will multiply 3 like this, multiply. I will multiply 5 with 7 with 5. Okay, this is
Okay.
my first multiplication, multiplying with 3 with 9, and second multiplication is 7 into 5. So this is 3 into 9, which is equal to 7 into 5. So 3 into 9 is 27 and 7 into are not equal to 7. Don't write. This is 35. Okay. So which number is greater here?
35.
35 is greater. Yes. So 35 is greater means which fraction is greater? This was the second multiplication, no? So that
Yes.
means 5 by 9 is a greater fraction.
Ma'am, why can't 3 by 7 be the greater fraction?
We take it like this, 3 by, see, 3 into 9 is 27, right?
Yes,
We
ma'am.
take it like this. So this is the first multiplication and we have taken second multiplication as 7 into 5. So this is the first multiplication, this is the second multiplication, right? So this is
So the first multiplication, if the first multiplication is greater, the first fraction is greater.
if the first multiplication is greater, then of course this fraction will be greater.
Okay.
Okay, you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll take another example also. This was example 1. I'll take another example.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's take 4 by 9 and 3 by 11. Okay, let's again cross multiply this. This is first multiplication. This is second multiplication. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
4 into 11. And this side we have 3 into 9. So this is 44 and this is 27. Okay, now tell me which number is greater?
Ma'am, 44 is greater.
4 is greater, right? So 44 corresponds to which fraction?
Ma'am, first fraction.
First fraction. Okay, this is I've written here, no? 1. Okay, this is first multiplication. So this is corresponding with the first fraction.
Yes.
Right? So 4 by 9 is greater than 3 by 11. You get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's take some more examples from the compare the fractions and put an appropriate sign. Okay. This question I'm taking from your book only. 3 by 6. I'm taking this question number 2. Okay. Just to give more examples on this. I'm taking 3 by 6 and 5 by 6. These are now like fractions. So which fraction is greater here?
Ma'am, 5 by 6 is greater.
5 by 6 is greater, right?
Yes.
Okay. 1 by 7 and 1 by 4. Now, which fraction is greater? When the numerators were same, then we compare. Then what do we see?
Ma'am, the greater the denominator, the lesser the fraction.
The denominator with the lesser denominator is a greater fraction. Is
Yes.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Ma'am, so 1 by 4.
So the smaller denominator will be a greater fraction.
Yes.
Okay. Just now you wrote also, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is 4 by 5 and 5 by 5. Which one is greater?
Ma'am, 5 by 5, the whole.
Next one, 3 by 5 and 3 by 7. Now the numerators are same here and denominators are different. So, which fraction will be greater? Which is the smaller denominator?
Ma'am, 3 by 5.
3 by 5. Okay, so smaller denominator will be a greater fraction.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's take more. Okay. Take 16, 6 by 17 and 8 by 17.
From 8 by 17 is greater.
8 by 17 is greater. Good. Okay. 6 by 19 and 6 by 23. Which is greater?
6 by 19.
Very good. Okay. The smaller denominator will be a greater fraction. Okay. Don't forget this. 9 by 55 and 9 by 52. Which fraction is greater?
9 by 52.
Very good. Okay, let's take more examples. One by 6 and 1 by 3. Which is greater?
From 1 by 3.
1 by 3. Okay, now let's take 1 by 3. I'm just taking this example here. Okay. Now, if I tell you to make the fractions equal, how will you do that? How will you make the
To
fractions?
make the fractions like fractions.
So what will you do? I'm just taking this example here, 1 by 6 and 1 by 3. Okay. Now, if I am asked to make, how will I make the fractions equal? Just to make the fractions equal, how will I do that?
Now we find the LCM of 6 and 3, which is 6.
So LCM of 6 and 3 will be
6.
right?
Yes.
So let's take 1 by 1. The LCM is now 6. Okay. So this fraction is already has 6 fractions. So we will not do anything to this fraction. Okay. This will be kept as it is.
Yes.
Take the next fraction, this one. Now I want to make it to denominator 6. So what will I do? I will multiply both numerator and denominator with 2. So
Yes.
that I have denominator 6 and numerator I have 2 now.
2.
Okay. So 1 by 6 and 2 by 6. Now I have made the fractions denominators equal.
Small.
Okay. Right. So this was just my question. Okay. Let's take more examples. Okay. This was question 8. Okay. Example number 9. 3 by 4 and 2 by 6. Which is greater? How will you do? We will first make the denominators equal.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Do it.
From the LCM is 12.
LCM is how much? How much is that?
12.
12?
Yes, ma'am, 12.
Okay, let's take. The LCM is 12. Okay, because the time is over, I should wind up the class. This is the last question, okay? We'll do more on
Okay.
this.
Okay, ma'am.
I wanted to give you worksheet. Just a second. Okay. Okay, so LCM is 12 now. So what will you do? You will make the denominators equal to 12. Now both these denominators have to be changed to 12. So I'll
12.
write with 3 and 3 both numerator and denominator.
Yes, ma'am.
9 by 12. And this one also I'll do 6 by 2, which will be have to make it to 12. So I'll multiply with 2 by 2 in the numerator and denominator. Like this. Okay. Now, both these fractions you have now 9 by 12 and 4 by 12. Now, can you compare which fraction is greater here?
For 9 by 12.
9 by 12. So 9 by 12 corresponds to which fraction? That's 3 by 4.
3 by 4.
Okay. And 2 by 4 by 12 corresponds to 2 by 6.
2 by 6.
So we can say that 3 by 4 is greater than 2 by 6. Yes?
Okay. Yes.
You get it?
Yes, ma'am, I got it.
So this much for today. Please revise these questions, okay? And I'll share one worksheet with you since today was just the start of comparing fractions. So you must try that worksheet, okay? And if in case any difficult question is there, so not to get worried, okay? We'll do
Okay.
that. Okay, whatever you can do in that worksheet, you must do.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Vita. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Thank you.